Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts A9. Well, I usually watch Black Christmas every Christmas, the original 1974 version with Olivia Hussey and Margot Kidder. This year I tracked down the sequels, the remakes. I knew they had made a remake, which was done in 2019. I didn't know they'd made a remake in 2006. It was released on Christmas in 2006, despite religious groups protesting and not being happy about it. It made about 21 million, pretty much in the one weekend, I think, and cost 9 million. So, depending on how much they spent to promote it, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was good. It was kind of a little independent sort of horror movie. It wasn't like a big studio movie, I don't think. It's very TV movie, although it's not a TV movie. I sort of was surprised to hear it was released in the theaters after I watched it. It's not great. It's okay, but it just has a real telemovie feel. I mean, it's sort of a remake. Basically, they tell the story of the killer Billy, who this time round is born for severe liver disease, and he's literally bright yellow. His mother abuses him, and he ends up being kept in the attic. His mother kills his father and eventually gets pregnant with him because her lover is impotent, and then he kills them. He goes to he's put in a mental asylum for 15 years, I think, and then he also killed his daughter sister, or tried to. He pulled her eye out, and she ends up in an orphanage. He ends up in an asylum for like 15 years, and then they both break out the same night. Or she's released a little bit earlier and disappears, and then he breaks out on Christmas night. So he goes back to the home that he used to live in, because it's now a sorority, and there's a bunch of girls there now. One has already been killed, then another one is killed, and another one is killed, and the other remaining girls are waiting around for them, and they're like, well, where are they? We can't sort of give out the presents until, because they're staying there. And then one of the sisters of one of the girls who's missing shows up, and there's a lot of talking, and they spend a lot of time in the film actually going back sort of before this sort of scenario, showing the life of the killer. Like, quite a bit of screen time is spent looking at his childhood in 1970, I think he's born, then 1974 he has the first sort of issue with the dad's. They take up a lot of time, and eventually it's 91, I think, or 93 that he does the killing. So they spend a lot of time going back and flashbacking on that, and then they spend a lot of time just running around the house because they can't find one of the girls, and girls are disappearing and they can't find them, and they think they're being killed, but they don't know. And there's a point where, of course, they can't decide what to do. It's like, do we leave? Do we stay? They call the police when they find one of the girls dead outside, and when they go to the cars, and they realise that they are being killed. And the power goes out. They can't fix the power. They can't decide what to do. Do they go to this day? They call the police. The police basically say, due to there's a winter storm on at the time, we can't get there for 2 hours. So it's like, do we stay and wait and protect ourselves, or will we try and go to someone or go to the police? Or two leave, the rest stay. The two go outside, they get killed. The original killer's outside, and the daughter sister is on the inside with one eye. So she's in the walls or the attic, and he gets in and comes up in the walls, and it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit all over the place. The sister used to be one of the sorority sisters as well, the half sister, I think it was. She's probably one of the more interesting characters. They eventually are just running around working out who is left, and it gets to the point where they get up into the attic and they do find the sister, and then the original killer breaks in and comes up, and they fight him, like I said, into the walls, and then they set the house on fire and leave him to burn. And that's only 1 hour and 10 minutes in. So then we have another 10 minutes at the hospital where the killer who's burned comes back to life, and then the daughter sister shows up and kills the two survivors, Lee and the main girl. Lee was the sister of the other girl. And then the main girl kills him by knocking him off, I think, a stairwell down onto a Christmas tree, and he gets impaled on the Christmas tree, and that's how he dies. And that's the end of the film, and there's still 10 minutes of credits to go to make out the hour and 32 minutes. So it felt really TV movie, really sort of predictable. They didn't do anything interesting, really. They spent a lot of time on the flashbacks of the killer, and I watched it after I watched the 2019 version, which is a lot more interesting, but then they undid it with a Get Out sort of surprise ending, which kind of undermined everything else they did in the first part of the film. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be watching these two films each year. I thought I'd add them to my annual viewing, but I think I'm just going to stick to watching the original each year. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.